Rule number 10. We are going to look at the verbs to select when we encounter these phrases in the subject position. One of, a number of, the number of, many a, all but, more than one. Let's delve straight into the lesson. If you have one of in the subject position, which verb do you select? One of is used to refer to a single entity within a larger group, so it must take a singular verb. So if you have one of, regardless of the noun that follows it, it must select a singular verb. For example, one of the boys is here. One of, we are talking about a single entity within a larger group, so the verb should be singular. One of the countries has developed. One of the 20 students was present. However, sometimes you can have a relative pronoun coming after the larger groups. If that happens, then the verb closer to the relative pronoun should agree with the antecedent of the relative pronoun. For example, one of the boys who are sick is here. Why did we select are? This is because we had a relative pronoun coming after the larger group. So the verb that we select here must agree with the antecedent, the noun that the relative pronoun refers to. So boys are sick. The boys who are sick. So one of them is here. Therefore, whenever you have a relative pronoun, the verb selected must agree with the antecedent of the relative pronoun. Another example, one of the countries which accepts refugees has developed. So we have one of the countries has developed. However, we have this relative pronoun, and the verb that we select here must agree with countries, which is the antecedent of the relative pronoun which. So we would say one of the countries which accepts refugees has developed. Now try to answer the questions below. One of the students was or were absent. Here there is no relative pronoun. In the second one of the students who was or were punished was absent. Let's take the first one. There is no relative pronoun, so it means that we are talking about a single entity within the larger group. So what verb did you select? The answer is was. In the second one, we had a relative pronoun. This means that the verb that we are selecting over here should agree with students, which is the antecedent of the relative pronoun. So the answer is going to be were. The students who were punished, one of them was absent. So that is the Concord rule regarding the use of one of. What about a number of and then the number of? Whenever we use a number of, it takes a plural verb. It means many or several. So a number of doesn't show any specific quantity. So it will take a plural verb, just as we use many or several. So you will say many boys are here or several boys are here. A number of boys are here. Let's have these examples. A number of students are interested in the program. We don't have a specific number, so we will select a plural verb. Let's look at the second example. A number of thieves have been arrested. We chose have because we used the expression a number of. It doesn't specify any specific quantity. Therefore, we select a plural verb. A number of does not refer to any specific amount. So you will go for a plural verb. What if we have the number of? Here we are referring to a specific count of items. So we are going to select a singular verb. So remember, a number of, plural verb. The number of, singular verb. For example, the number of students in the class is amazing. The number of thieves who got arrested was massive. Try to answer this. The number of accidents that occurred has or have affected the country. So we used the number of. So what are you going to select? The second one, a number of accidents that occurred has or have affected the country. So the difference here is the use of the number of and then a number of. In the first one, what will be our answer? We use the number of. We are going to select has because the number of refers to a specific count of items. So the number of accidents that occurred has affected the country. The second one, a number of. What verb did you choose? It should be a plural verb because it is unspecific. So we will say a number of accidents that occurred have affected the country. What if there is the phrase many a or many an coming in the subject slots? Many a or many an is a phrase and it is followed by a singular noun. This means that it should take a singular verb. So whenever we use many a or many an, you have to select a singular verb. It indicates a large number of something. Let us have these examples. Many a candidate has passed the test. Not have passed the test because many a is followed by a singular noun and we must select a singular verb. Another example, many an orange was sold. Many a tale was told. Now answer this. Many a model, and you are given these options, walk or walks majestically. Which one are you going to select? What did we say about many a? We must select a singular verb. So what is the answer? The correct response is B. Many a model walks majestically. What if we use the phrase more than one? Let's see what verb we have to select. More than one is a phrase that is followed by a singular noun and it must take a singular verb. So the focus here is on one, not the more than. For example, more than one student has passed the test. The focus here is on one student has passed the test. 2. More than one orange was sold. More than one house is. But if we don't have more than one, but we have more than two, it means that the focus will be on two. Therefore, we will select a plural verb. For example, more than two students have passed the test. Now answer this question. More than one model, and you have the options walk or walks majestically. What is your answer? The correct response should be walks because more than one, we are focusing on the one. So one model walks majestically. More than one model walks majestically. Remember, this is grammar and therefore the rules must be applied whether the sentence sounds correct or wrong. Now, what if you meet all but? Whenever all but is used, you must select a plural verb. For example, all but Amma are present. What does this mean? It means, except for Amma, all the people are present. So all but Amma are present. All but the teacher have arrived. So, except for the teacher, all the people have arrived. Answer this question. What is the correct response to this? All but Jude is or are available. So the answer should be are. This is because whenever we use all but, we go with a plural verb. So the answer is all but Jude are available.